Thank you all for coming out on a Saturday morning.
People's most important priorities.
Now is the time to be planning ahead. Tell them to get involved in what's happening with Nashville Next. It's important.
We're going to be wrestling with things that we never have had to wrestle with before.
This one says they formed a new community group based on shared concerns with development, pollution, crime, safety, etc. Yeah.
There have been a lot of times in the last year or so, in many locations and several languages, when you told us what you thought about Nashville's future.
But I think you're right. I think in daily life, like
Nashville Next was all over the city, reaching out to our many communities, explaining and discussing, and most of all, listening. We've had over 10,000 comments so far. Community members' thoughts and visions on what our city and our region could become.
Where I think the policy is, protect, maintain whatever character of existing residential areas.
Okay.
We'll always be listening, and the community will always have a say in what happens. We heard the community's vision in the early part of the Nashville Next process, and now we are shaping that into a plan.
I think it's okay to do reasons to support for the goals as well. And so that's where
in meetings like this one, we're coming up with ways to make sure the community's thoughts and visions get into the final plan.
You know, there are other dynamics that would determine the sizes of the schools, but it seems to me that just like how we're coordinating with MTA for their long-term planning.
And we're still involving the people we serve in all of the major Nashville Next decisions. We have regular meetings with community leaders who help guide the plan's progress.
You know, first we wanted to get out and touch base in the community a lot. Now we're not as visible right now, but behind the scenes and with the Community Engagement Committee and the Steering Committee, we are reevaluating and making certain that everybody's voice and the opinions that everybody gave us is being heard.
One-on-one, group activities, electronic input, all those methods have been used successfully and very strategically to the highest and best use I've seen almost anywhere. I think the whole Nashville Next process is going tremendously well.
In the first part of Nashville Next, we talked about vision, how you thought our community should look in the years to come. We told everyone, use your imagination, tell us what you think should happen. Out of that, we identified the issues that were most important to the community. We call those the 34 big ideas. Again, this was not something that came from the top down. We just listened as the people of Nashville set their priorities. Good schools, safe streets, and efficient government go without saying. Almost everyone wanted those. And the next 5 priorities are no surprise. Affordable living first, better transit, a growing economy, and strong, walkable neighborhoods. So from all those visions and issues and priorities, we developed a set of guiding principles. Be Nashville, be what we are, and work toward creating a strong, equitable, and environmentally sensitive city with opportunities for everyone. Now we're looking at alternatives and coming up with scenarios and options for where the plan could lead us. It's a very involved process. We're working on 3, 4, maybe even 5 potential futures. Again, based on what you told us about how you want our city to grow.
So we have different types. We have just basic housing, rural housing, urban housing.
We're considering the possible development patterns that have come up in several public exercises, where we asked community members to put stickers on maps showing where and how they thought development should happen. You'll start seeing some more public meetings later this spring when the scenarios are ready and we roll them out for community review. After that, we'll refine the plan and adjust the policies, which will help carry the plan out. If everything goes according to schedule, the plan will take effect early next year.
We've been for years trying to attract people to the businesses around Milton.
We're just over halfway through 3 years of work on the new plan. And so far, everything's on schedule. And you've participated more than our community ever has before. And that's at the bottom of everything we're doing in Nashville Next. Because Nashville's plan and Nashville's future belong to all of us.